one way, because vitamins are a biological source. They came from a living source. And every different vitamin in your diet does something specifically that your body needs. And now vitamins are discovered every year. There's more vitamins discovered. And they name them consequently by the alphabet as they find them. But vitamins do very different things in your body, and you need them. But for the most part, we don't get vitamins out of the fruits and vegetables we eat because 67% of us don't eat fruits and vegetables. And if we do eat them, it's in the form of canned product, which is completely devoid of all nutrition. Or it's cooked, which is, again, completely devoid of all nutrition. And the reason for that is when you cook a vegetable, the actual cell wall, everybody learned about cells in school, the cell wall ruptures, if that was a cell. It ruptures. And then all the vitamins that were in there pour out. And that happens anytime you cook it. So any canned products are pre-cooked, the vitamins are gone. Actually, when you pick a vegetable from the vine, it starts to lose all its nutrients right there. So you got to eat it as fresh as you can possibly get it. Another thing is, unless it's flash frozen, which means brought from room temperature down to below zero in a certain amount of time, and frozen foods will tell you if they're flash frozen or not on the back. Also, the ice crystal is going to do the same. It's going to rupture that cell wall, and all the nutrients are going to slip out of it. So knowing that, you can clearly see how hard it is to get all your vitamins and minerals from a normal diet. You'd have to eat fresh, raw vegetables all the time, and hardly anybody does that. Minerals are not biological. They come from, just like you think they would, like a rock. That's what a mineral is. They come from the earth, and we get minerals from plants getting them out of the rocks, and then animals eat the plants, and we eat the animals, or we directly eat the plant, and that's how we get minerals. Again, if we don't have a balanced diet, we don't get the minerals that we need, and minerals specifically do a lot of different things in your body, from regulating your blood sugar to regulating the water in your body. How much water you put out compared to the ratio of water you put in can be drastically altered by the amount of vitamins and minerals that you get in your diet. And that's why they're so important. So that's vitamins 101.
One other question on eating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so sugar spikes your insulin. So what about eating fruit? I mean, let's say the first meal of the day, what if you eat a bunch of fruit? Is that going to spike you?
Yeah, it will, but it won't be as dramatic as that. But it won't be as level as this. It's gonna look something, like that. And you will come back down for that. You won't go as low as you would, so you're not gonna crash. But you do come back down, But that's just in time for your next meal. So eating fruit in the morning is no problem. Eating fruit far apart is no problem. If you were to eat an apple here and here, that's no big deal. But for you to eat an apple here and then here, that's just like a spike. And so your insulin's got to go up and then take that level back down. So fruits shouldn't be a staple. And I know that sounds like kind of a rip-off, because fruits taste good, but once you get into health, you realize that healthy foods really don't taste good.
What are the best fruits? I know you told me grapes were terrible, which are my favorite.
That was inspiring.
I know, it sucks. It sucks. And that's a lot of things. People tiptoe around that. They're like, oh, you can make healthy food taste good. It's not going to taste as good as a brownie, I'll tell you that. It won't. You can't make it taste that good. There's no way you can do it. Compared to a brownie or a cupcake or a cookie, it's never going to reach that level. Never, ever, ever. But the satisfaction you get from eating a cookie is never going to equal the satisfaction you get from running 5K. It's never going to equal the satisfaction you get from bench pressing 300 pounds. It's never going to give you the satisfaction you get from having more energy to spare than anybody else on the planet and getting done what you need to get done to make your life better. That's pretty much all there is to it. But yes, there's certain fruits that are better than others. Melons typically are very high in fructose, but they're also very high in water, so you can get hydrated by eating melons. Fruits that are very, very high in sugar are typically in the melon category, whether it be watermelon or cantaloupe or honeydews, stuff like that. The fruits that are lower in sugar are going to be the fruits that don't taste as good as those fruits. Like tomato, considered a fruit, and it's very low in sugar.
What about grapefruit?
Grapefruit, well, there's a number of things wrong with grapefruit.
Oh my God. You're sucking out my dream.
Grapefruit is, not only is grapefruit very high in sugar, but grapefruit has been shown in studies to lower the metabolism long term. Because there was a number of years ago something called the grapefruit diet. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. You eat grapefruit 3 days and substitute your
It's supposed
meal.
to burn fat.
Well, it does.
Oh,
It does this. That's exactly it. You substitute 2 meals a your day with grapefruit drink. You eat a sensible dinner, whatever the hell that is, right? And that's exactly what happens. Your muscle mass goes down, your metabolism goes down. So you did lose weight, yeah, in 6 weeks. If you were on the grapefruit diet, holy crap, I'm 170 pounds. I used to be 200. I lost 30 pounds. Look at me, I feel great. You don't feel great, you feel like crap. But you've been taught to say, I feel great. And all the commercials you see on TV your entire life, you look great. Oh, well, I feel great. What they don't tell you is, and what people don't actually advertise is they don't feel great. They might have a little kick in self-esteem because according to the scale they're down 30 pounds. But what the scale doesn't show is that they're still 30% body fat. So it really doesn't make much of a difference. And I always get a kick out of it if you see the commercials, you know, you could look like me by doing this for 12 weeks. And I'm like, I could look like what? I could look like who? Have you seen most of these people? Why would I want to look like that? You were heavy at 30% body fat. Now you're small at 30% body fat. So you essentially went from a big heavy person to a little heavy person. With no change in your body fat. So anytime you see those, and Costanza's got one of them now. Have you seen that? Yeah. From Seinfeld.
Jason Alexander.
Jason Alexander, right? He's got a Jenny Craig commercial. And he's like, oh, you can look like me. And he sheds his clothes. And I'm like, I can look like what? That's the last thing on the planet I would want to look like is Jason Alexander. No, thank you. I'm going to go this route right here, which is what I forgot to do. So, in order to do this successfully and to do it long term, because anytime you yo-yo right down here, you don't have anywhere to go. You're eating 900 calories here, and you're getting bigger off of that because your metabolism is in the dumpster. So you inevitably have to go back up, and that's what causes this yo-yo effect here. Long term, if you're going to make any positive long-term changes that are going to affect your life from now until when you're put in the ground, it's going to look a little something like this. Instead of 12 weeks here, let's go 20 weeks. 20 weeks is the mark. And I don't want to go too into the technicalities of it, but there's certain microcycles and mesocycles with exercises. Your body adapts, it makes certain changes. And it takes 20 weeks to make any real progress. So what happens is you start at 200 pounds, and this line gradually goes down to 170 pounds. And this line, 140 pounds of lean body mass, it actually goes up and up and up and up and up and up. And at the end of the 20 weeks, these two lines start to meet, and that's what you want to see. Because if you were 140 pounds of lean body mass in the beginning, now you're 153 pounds of lean body mass, which is gained 13 pounds of lean muscle. And that's what you want at the end. You want to have more muscle because then your metabolism is going to be high. This guy now at the end of 20 weeks has eaten more than he ever has his entire life, and he's still losing weight because now he has an extra 13 pounds of muscle to help his metabolism throughout the day. And at 170 pounds and 153 pounds of that is lean body mass. That would put him at 10% body fat. 10%. So when you know this, when you know that this is the possibility of eating right and exercising and doing everything to the T, you know this is the possibility, you come out of that and instead of losing any kind of muscle, you lost 21 pounds of muscle in your 6 weeks there. You actually go up. I got the number here. You go up and you lose 44 pounds of fat and gain 13 pounds of muscle. Now 44 pounds is way better than 30 total right here, which is what you lose according to the scale, which doesn't include your body mass index, it doesn't include your percentage of body fat. But here what this does include, when you get to the 20-week mark, and you're up 13 pounds in muscle and down 44 pounds in fat, hell man, you got 20 weeks, everybody's got 20 weeks. Everybody can think back right now, but the past 20 weeks and they're gone. There's nothing you can do about it. It's gone. It's never coming back. But if you start right now, and you let where you want to be determine how you feel, not where you are determine how you feel, that's how you start to make this progress here. And like I said earlier, if you were to look in the mirror right now and just feel horrible about how you are today, that's not going to get you anywhere. Because you already started off in a negative attitude, and that's where the philosophical part of my approach to fitness comes in. You have to let this here determine how you feel right here at the starting point. If you feel like you're 10% body fat, gaining 13 pounds of muscle and losing 44 pounds of fat, that's going to give you the energy you